Lao Tzu was an ancient Chinese philosopher known as the founder of Taoism. He wrote a small book called the Tao Te Ching, one of the wisest and most timeless works ever created. It's a collection of short verses about the Tao, or the way. And what is this way? It is the natural flow of life. The same force that shifts the seasons, opens a flower in spring, and guides a river gently downhill. Taoism is about learning to live in tune with this way, this flow, the flow of the universe. It reminds us of a simple rule. Peace does not come from trying to control everything. It is born from releasing, softening, and trusting life a little more. Yet in today's world, this can feel almost impossible. Life races ahead. Our days are packed with noise, pressure, and endless to-do lists. We try to keep up, and in the process, drift away from ourselves. That's why we need Taoist habits. They're not rigid rules or harsh routines. They are small, gentle practices that bring you back to yourself. They slow you down. They help you breathe. They remind you to be present, to listen not only to the outside world, but to the quiet inside. In this video, we'll explore 7 simple Taoist habits that don't ask you to do more. They invite you to slow down, dissolve the noise, and return to what truly matters. Return to yourself. 1. Begin the day in stillness, Lao Tzu says. To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders. In the Taoist view, how you begin the day is how you begin life. Again, every morning is a silent invitation to return to yourself before the noise begins. And the most powerful way to start is by not doing anything. Just sit. Breathe. Be quiet. No phone. No list. No fixing or planning. Give yourself 5 or 10 minutes of silence, not as a task, but as a reminder of what it is to simply exist. Most of us wake up and instantly grab the phone, check messages, start planning, and feel stress before even getting out of bed. That immediate leap into action makes it hard to stay present. It whispers to the mind that this moment is not enough, that we must run somewhere else. The Tao reminds us, the only place we truly need to be is here. When we sit in silence, we are not avoiding life. We are allowing ourselves to meet it fully, without distractions. A few quiet minutes in the morning help you step into the day with softness. You feel the breath, watch thoughts come and go, notice the body waking up. Maybe you hear birds, distant traffic, or just the steady hum of the world beginning again. There is no goal, nothing to achieve. You simply sit, and in doing so, remember that life is not something to chase. It is something to flow with. When you start the day in silence, you create a space before the world enters. There is less rush, less automatic reaction. You simply wake up, and throughout the day you carry that stillness with you. The unexpected doesn't shake you as much. You can pause, inhale, and respond with more calm. Even when things go differently than planned, you stay whole. It's like moving through the day the way water flows, gentle, without forcing anything. Trusting that life will take you where you need to go, without hurry. 2. Act without struggle. According to Lao Tzu, the Tao does nothing, yet nothing is left undone. In Taoism, there's a soft principle called Wu Wei. It means effortless action. Not forcing, not fighting, simply moving with the natural flow of things. It's like water going around a rock. No struggle, no resistance, yet still moving forward. In daily life, this means noticing when you're pushing too hard, rushing to finish everything, trying to control every outcome. The Tao reminds you. You don't have to drag yourself through the world by force. Instead, pause. Breathe. Let things settle before you act. If the mind is spinning, take a short walk. If you're in doubt, wait a little longer. Let the response rise from stillness, not from stress. Practice Wu Wei in simple gestures. While cooking, move slowly and with attention. When speaking, allow silence between sentences. While walking, feel each step. When choosing, ask, what feels natural? What is the next gentle step? Not everything has to be solved right now. Often, things align by themselves when you stop forcing. And answers arrive when you are quiet enough to hear them. When you live with Wu Wei, something inside begins to shift. The urge to control everything starts to soften. You notice that life already knows how to move, like your breathing, like the seasons. It happens on its own. You don't need to push so hard. The weight on your shoulders grows lighter. Your inner rhythm evens out. Maybe there isn't constant peace, but there is less rush, less anxiety. You don't react to every spark. You wait. You let things settle. You move when it truly feels right, not just when the mind screams now. And little by little, life stops feeling like a non-stop fight. It becomes gentler, more natural, like walking beside life, not against it. Step by step, everything grows simpler, less force, more silent flow. 3. Turn ordinary acts into rituals. In Lao Tzu's words, nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. We live in a world that orders us to speed up. Eat fast. Work fast. Reply fast. Even rest becomes another item on the agenda. The message is clear. Rush through the small stuff to finally reach real life. The big moments, achievements, the prize. But here is a quiet truth. Most of life is small stuff. If we race through it, we race through most of our life. Think of your mornings. How often do you make coffee while scrolling your phone, barely noticing what you're doing? How many meals in front of a screen? How many dishes washed just to get them over with, without feeling the warm water on your hands? We treat daily tasks as obstacles. When everything becomes something to get past, we never really arrive anywhere. Taoism flips this. It says, don't rush past your life. Meet it where it actually is. The sacred is not hidden in a future achievement. It is here. In the steam rising from your cup, in the sound of chopping vegetables, in the simple motion of folding a shirt. To live in harmony with the way is also to notice how you place a bowl on the table, how you breathe while sweeping the floor. Presence is the practice. To live in this spirit, stop running. Life is not a race to win. It is a rhythm to feel. And that rhythm appears when you turn the ordinary into small rituals. When making tea, treat it as a short meditation. Heat the water and wait without distraction. Watch the steam. Pour slowly. Hold the cup with both hands. Drink. Not checking your phone, not juggling a dozen things. Just drink. When cooking, be with the food. Before turning on music or a podcast, pause. Smell the garlic. Listen to the rhythm of the knife. Stir slowly. Let the process calm you, not only the result. Even cleaning can ground you when done with attention. While washing dishes, feel the water's temperature, the weight of each plate, the pattern of your hands. While sweeping, match your breath to the motion. Let it be a tempo, not a hurry. Transitions can be small breathing spaces too. Before leaving one task for the next, Inhale. Let one thing truly end before the other begins. It's a brief moment, but it changes the pace of your day. If you doubt this makes a difference, try comparing hurried version. The water boils while messages arrive. You drink in a rush. You barely taste it. You move on. 10 minutes. Nothing really felt. Ritual version. You wait. You listen. You hold. You savor. For 2 minutes, you are fully there. The breath deepens. The mind loosens. You enter the next step less tense. Now ask yourself, what kind of day do I want to live? Not once, but hundreds of times. When this habit settles in, you stop waiting for weekends or vacations to feel alive. You stop postponing peace. You start finding it. In the sink, at the stove, in the teapot, on the broom, everywhere. The Tao reminds us, life is not elsewhere. It is here, in the ordinary. It always was. We just have to stop running long enough to feel it. 4. Follow your breath throughout the day. Lao Tzu wrote, "Returning is the motion of the Tao. Yielding is the way of the Tao." Sometimes, in the middle of the day, you notice you're not really here. The mind scattered, the body tense, pulled in 1,000 directions. That is the moment to return to something that is always with you, your breath. You don't need to force it or fix it. Just notice. Inhale, exhale, that quiet rising and falling. Feel the air go in and out. That's all. For Taoists, the breath is more than oxygen. It is the rhythm of the Tao inside you, a subtle tide, always flowing, always present. So when you return to the breath, you're not just calming down, you're coming home, back to the flow, back to presence. Do this anytime, while waiting in line, stuck in traffic, walking to your next meeting. Even in a conversation, you can quietly sync with your breathing. Little by little, your shoulders drop, your jaw relaxes, your thoughts slow down. The Tao teaches, you don't have to escape the world to feel peace. You simply return to what is already here, and your breath is always here. 5. Spend time in nature. As Lao Tzu said, be still like a mountain and flow like a great river. One of the simplest ways to reconnect with the Tao is to step outside. Taoism teaches that nature is not separate from us. It is what we are. Trees, rivers, wind, sky. They move in harmony, without force. They don't rush or overthink. They simply are. When you spend a few minutes in nature, you start to remember that same rhythm. You don't need a forest or a mountain. It can be standing barefoot on the grass, sitting under a tree, watching clouds cross the sky. You're not trying to accomplish anything. You're letting the natural world receive you, allowing its calm, unhurried presence to soften your mind. Surrounded by screens, noise, traffic, and pressure, it's easy to lose touch with the part of you that feels complete without proving anything. Nature demands nothing. It doesn't judge. It simply invites you to slow down, listen, breathe, to return. Sitting with a tree reminds you that growth takes time and doesn't need to be loud. Watching clouds shows you that thoughts and emotions can come and go without you having to grasp them. Walking by a stream, feeling the wind, teaches you to flow, to move through life with less struggle, less strain. The Tao reveals itself in nature, in changing seasons, in sun and rain, in stillness and motion. It teaches balance without a single word. Time in nature is not a luxury, it is a return, a quiet way to remember who you are beneath all the noise. A few minutes a day are enough. Let the sky remind you to open. Let the earth remind you to root. Let the trees teach patience. You don't need to understand everything, you only need to be present. Nature will handle the rest. 6. Release the need to control. For Lao Tzu, life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. There is a silent tension many of us carry, the need to control everything. We want plans to unfold exactly as imagined. We want people to act the way we expect. We want life to follow the picture we drew in our heads. But life does not always listen. When things turn out differently, anxiety, frustration, and helplessness arise. What if true strength wasn't control but letting go? The Tao invites us to trust life. Think of a river. It doesn't move in a straight line. It curves, speeds up, slows down. Sometimes it floods. If you try to force it to follow your exact path, you'll exhaust yourself. If you move with it, you discover another kind of power. The strength to bend without breaking. Letting go begins with small moments. A plan changes. Someone lets you down. Something doesn't turn out as you hoped. Pause. Take a deep breath. Notice the body wanting to tense, fix, cling, and whisper gently to yourself, let it flow. It's not easy. Many of us learn to confuse control with safety. Yet the urge to control is born from fear, of the unknown, of mistakes, of pain. So we plan everything, avoid failure, and try to shield ourselves from uncertainty. The truth is that most things are not under our control. The weather, other people, the past, and often not even our own thoughts and feelings. Life is too vast to micromanage. What is actually in our hands is how we respond. We can harden and fight every change, or pause, breathe, and move with it. When we let go, something shifts. Storms still come, but we stop adding our own friction. Trust grows. Life doesn't have to follow our script for us to be okay. Like bamboo in the wind, we bend, but we don't break. We stay rooted while moving with whatever the moment brings. 7. End the day by releasing in another line from Lao Tzu. To hold, you must first open your hand. Let go. Before sleeping, sit quietly and ask yourself gently, what did I resist today? Where did I flow? What can I release now? You don't need to overthink. Let the answers rise on their own. Maybe you held tension from a conversation. Maybe you went with the flow when something went wrong. Maybe there is a resentment, an expectation, a thought still clinging. As you exhale, imagine letting it go. You're not pushing it away. You're loosening your grip. Like leaves floating down a river, let them drift. In Taoism, life is not a straight line. It is a cycle, effort and rest, doing and being, light and dark. Just as the day hands itself over to the night, we need to let the day go so there is room for what comes next. Most of us drag the entire day into our sleep. The mind keeps spinning, replaying scenes, clinging to what we could have said or done. But reflection is not rumination, it is noticing. And letting go is not forgetting, it is trusting. This small ritual brings you back to center. It tells the body, you have done enough. It tells the heart, it is safe to rest. It tells the mind, you don't have to hold everything. The Tao flows best through empty space, and when we clear the clutter of the day, we open room for something wiser, calmer, more alive to return tomorrow. Let the day go. Trust that life keeps flowing, even while you sleep. If this video touched you, remember that real change begins in the simple today, now. Join our community here on the channel, TOP5 Voices of Wisdom. Like this video if something sparked peace inside, subscribe to receive more living philosophy that fits into your day, and share it with someone who needs a pause. Every small gesture spreads this flow. Thank you for being here. May the Tao guide your next steps.